the travel advising industry is exploding quite a bit with the world of remote working, with people now travel really kicking up even more and really hitting like a fever pitch right now in terms of all the statistics of travel to Europe and all that. I think Allianz did a study that it was up like 70% last year from European travel. There's a lot of talk about, just become a travel advisor. And you can make, 6 figures a month and blah, 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 work from home, work in your PJs. And so someone who has really done the work, you have done the legwork, you walked the walk, all the things. What would you say to someone who is considering or wanting to be a travel advisor? Any pieces of advice that you can give them so it's not just some trend or they don't fall into some trap of giving a company some money just to become a travel advisor? Like, what does that process look like for you?
Right. I see that all the time. It's always advertised on Instagram, like become an advisor and show people how to travel, and then they're going to give you their itineraries of what they recommend. But that's not going to be unique to the client and customer that's calling you. Where, again, when you're calling me, I've walked the walk and I'm working with local individuals to put this itinerary together and giving you that advice to help you to avoid certain pitfalls and situations. And don't go eat on this street, walk 2 blocks north, make a right, make a left, and this is the local restaurant that you want to go to. The other ones are too touristy. It's overpriced and you're going to not have the good food or whatever it is. That's what we're here to advise you. Because, again, I've done it, they've done it, they live there, they know. It's just like living in South Florida. People are going to call you and ask you, well, where do I go to eat? I heard that this restaurant's great. And you're like, oh, my God, no.
Yeah.
Do not go to that restaurant. But you're a local, So that's what's more important. You just can't sit at your desk and just think that you're going to put this itinerary together for somebody. To me, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't make sense. Because is that person just Googling stuff?
I remember I had a friend who reached out to me and said, hey, I've never been to Europe. I really want to go and bring my family. Can you help me? 'Cause I'm also a travel advisor. And I said, yeah, sure. Where do you want to go? And she said, Paris and Rome. And I said, well, I could definitely do some good Googling, but I've never been to Paris and I've spent about 10 minutes in Rome. So I'm going to refer you to someone who I know specializes in this. This was maybe like 6 months ago. And she was like, wow, that was really honest. And I was like, yeah, because I want you to have the absolute best vacation possible. If this is a once in a lifetime trip for you, I want that to be once in a lifetime. And so I'm doing you a disservice to the entire travel industry if you go and have a crap time because of what I did. Right. I want you to keep on traveling. That's my ultimate goal with anyone, like you said. So would you say if someone wanted to become a travel advisor, like genuinely interested, wants to become a travel advisor, like it sounds like to me the common theme is get out there and do the work for yourself. Like go visit to the places like you said, you really specialize in that like European travel. I know we've talked backstage before about how you also specialize in like South African safari and like all these amazing trips, but there might be some places, and we mentioned how I could do a Thailand itinerary with my eyes closed, and you're like, well, I actually don't have any local on the ground knowledge of that area, so I don't necessarily do that. And so I think that's really cool, like to be able to know where your strengths are. Where are you passionate about? What country do you absolutely love? Maybe just start with one country. Like what would you say to that person?
I would definitely say start with one country. Go where your passion is and the place that you love the most. And, listen, I spent 3 months at a time running throughout Europe. So that was great. And I got to learn a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of my time was spent in Italy. So I would just get in the car and on the weekends just drive everywhere and just get lost. And I would discover new neighborhoods, new areas, new things, and new people and different food. So, just if you can, get on a plane and just go.
Yeah.
Take your laptop, go, and learn everything you can about that city and that country that you're in. You can even do it here.
I was going to say, you don't have to go very far.
No, you don't. You can do it in this country, too. If you love, Denver, go to Denver and become a specialist in everything that's Denver's all about and get out there and walk.
Yeah.
Do not get in a cab. Do not drive. Just get out and walk. And that's the only way you're going to find things, discover things, and really see things.
And that's even great, not just for someone who wants to be a travel advisor. That's great advice for just a traveler in general. Like get out and walk. Be face to face with the street. Don't hide behind the window of the car. Of course, if it's a far drive, you got to do it.
But stop your car, get out, walk around, find restaurants, find different things.
Smell the smells.
And just explore.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that here sometimes, you know. because I go for walks like almost every day, and I took the car and I drove up between Del Rey and Boca, and I stopped and I go, let me start here just for different sceneries. And as I was walking around, I couldn't believe what I was seeing because I drove that road 100,000 times, and I never saw it in the way I saw it that day when I was walking. I go, oh my God, look at this house, look at that house. I didn't know this was here. I didn't know this coffee shop was here because you're just driving.